Welcome back to another episode of the fascinating world of birds, where today I am joined with a familiar face, our avid bird enthusiast, Chanith Wijeyaratne. Welcome, Chanith.
Thank you for having me.
So, Chanith, what bird species will you be discussing with us and our viewers today?
Well, today I've got a personal favourite, the red-necked stint.
Can you give us a bit of details about this bird species?
Sure. So the red-necked stint belongs to a group of birds called the waders. Now the waders are quite notable because a great deal of them migrate a very far distance to get here every summer. They go up to Siberia to breed in the winter, then come all the way down here every spring and summer to mudflats where they can be seen feeding.
For our bird enthusiasts at home who would like to spot these red-necked stints, would you be able to give us a bit of a detailed explanation about their appearance?
Sure. So the red-necked stint is the smallest of the waders, and it's a sort of grey-brown bird with a pale underside and darker upperside. It's tiny as well. I can't overstate how small it is, like a little ball of fluff. When you look at them, it's shocking to think that every year they make it up to Siberia and back. They look like they should die before they get halfway there.
Oh, wow, so very tiny in size.
Yes.
And what would their diet consist of, being such a small bird species?
Well, it's mostly invertebrates and things that they pick up by feeding on mudflats. At low tide, you'll see them flock to mudflats in massive hordes.
You mentioned low tide, so would beaches and water areas be the best places to spot these birds?
They're mainly a seaside bird, so they're very common on beaches. In fact, I think a beach near the Melbourne CBD has been notable recently for having them, while normally they don't come that far into the bay. But one of the best spots to see them is Avalon Salt Works, which is near Werribee. But really, anywhere with good wetlands or mudflats can have them. It depends. They're a very common bird. In fact, pretty much the commonest Australian wader that migrates.
Lovely.
So it's not a hard bird to see, but unmissable in Avalon, I would say.
All right. Well, thank you so much for explaining to us about this fascinating bird species today, Chanith. I'm sure all our viewers have gained a lot from your expertise.
Thank you for your kind words.
That brings us to the end of today's segment. Join us again next week when we will be discussing more about bird watching and bird species. Thank you.